Hello there, greetings from Colombo everybody. I'm Hassan Shazuli. It's 30 minutes past 12 and this is lunchtime news. We are coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Let's start off with a look at the headlines this afternoon.
Sri Lanka marks 74 years of independence. President willing to provide leadership to overcome any challenge.
මුහුණ දෙන ඕනෑම අභියෝගයක් ජය ගැනීමට අවශ්‍ය කරන නායකත්වය ලබා දීමට මම හැම විටම සූදානම්.
Opposition leader says more freedom is required to enjoy true independence. 197 inmates granted pardon on Independence Day. Government opens clean drinking water project in rural Anuradhapura to mark Sri Lanka's 74th Independence Day. Chinese president meets Russian Prime Minister.
In our top story today, Sri Lanka's 74th Independence Day celebrations were held at the Independence Square in Colombo today. In his address, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said he is willing to provide the leadership required by the country to overcome any challenge.
Sri Lanka celebrated its 74th Independence Day today under the theme An Affluent Tomorrow and Prosperous Motherland with Challenges Overcome. The ceremony had been organized in line with health guidelines considering the COVID-19 pandemic. The Inspector General of Police, commanders of the Tri-Forces and the Defence Secretary were among those present. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa and former President Maithripala Sirisena also attended the event.
විවිධ අභියෝග හමුවේ මව්බිම පීඩා විඳිද්දී කිසි විටක දේශප්‍රේමී රාජ්‍ය නායකයන් ඉවත බලා සිටියේ නැහැ.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa then marked his arrival at the ceremony.
මව්බිම වෙනුවෙන් ඉදිතර රණවිරුවෙකු ලෙස ක්‍රියාන්විත රාජකාරිය යෙදමින් රණවිරුවෙකුට ලැබිය හැකි ඉහළම පදක්කම් වලින් පිදුම් ලැබූ අතිගරු ජනාධිපති ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමා අද 74 වන නිදහස් සමරු උළෙලේ ප්‍රධාන ආරාධිත අමුත්තා ලෙස සහභාගී වන්නේ ඒ සියලු අභිමානයන් උද්දීපනය වන අයුරින්.
A 2-minute silence was observed in memory of fallen war heroes after the national anthem and the Jayamangala Gatha was sung. The president addressed the nation after a gun salute was accorded on him by the Tri-Forces.
අද වන විට ශ්‍රී ලංකාව නිදහස් ස්වෛරී ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී රටක්. අපෙහි අභිමානවත් පුරවැසියන්. රටක් නිසි දිශා
Today, Sri Lanka is a free, sovereign, democratic country. We are its proud citizens. When steering the country in the right direction, we know that the support of each and every person in the country cannot be expected. Changing the existing ways, no matter how good the intention, is not easy either. On certain matters, both local and foreign forces organize against us. I am always ready to provide the necessary leadership to overcome any challenge faced by the country. We realized early on that the only solution to control the COVID-19 pandemic was vaccination. Therefore, we have been able to provide both the vaccine doses to more than 85% of the targeted population, control the disease and resume normal community life. By now, all vaccine doses required to administer the booster shots to the people have been imported to Sri Lanka. While the government is constantly working to encourage investments, we need both local investments as well as foreign investments. People need to be more vigilant of those who attempt to propagate incorrect public opinion against foreign investments based on political motives. If we are to win over the challenges before us and accomplish our future goals successfully, then all of us have to make a change. As the President of the country, I am ready to set the necessary example for it. I urge the people of this country to always act prudently. No one can mislead the people if they make inquiries based on fact, ascertain the truth and make decisions. We are a nation that safeguards the rule of law and respects international conventions. Although some parties have attempted to make various allegations against Sri Lanka for narrow motives, the government has not condoned any type of human rights violations and will not leave room for such incidents in future either. There have been no changes in the policy framework we presented in regard to identify priorities such as green agriculture, promotion of renewable energy use, education reforms compatible with the modern world, and promotion of technology use for a new leap in the economy. I heartily invite all patriotic Sri Lankans to unite to build a proud nation that has achieved the true meaning of freedom.
ප්‍රේමී ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකයන්ට ඉතසිතින් මම ආරාධනා කරනවා.
The Independence Day parade began after President Gotabaya Rajapaksa addressed the nation.
National flag being carried by 100 army.
319 Tri-Forces officers and 5,947 other ranks participated in the parade. All regiments of the Sri Lanka Army took part in the parade.
Joining next as
සම්මාන පෙළ පාළිය දක්වන්නේ
1943 දී ආරම්භ කරන ලද ස්ථීර ක්ෂණික ආදර්ශ පාඨය
ඉනරතුරු එක්වන්නේ
Joining now at the Independence Day parade is the Gamono Watch. Joining next at the ceremonial
විදහමුදා ගුවන් එම කණ්ඩේ අවසානයේ ගමන් කරන්නේ බලසේනා සරෙන් මේජර් බල්ලතිරධාරී
සංග්‍රාමික රාජකාරීන් සඳහා කාන්තා බලක කණ්ඩේ රණදමින් ඉදිරියට ගමන් කරන්නේ රෙජිමෙන්ට් සරෙන් මේජර් ලෙස කටයුතු කරනවා බල්ලතිරධාරී 1 APG.
Navy and Air Force officers proceeded next on the parade.
නාවික හමුදාව වෙත පිරිනමන ලද ජනාධිපති වර්ණධාරී KM ජයතිලක කටයුතු කරයි.
JAR ආනන්ද නාවික හමුදා දියත්විදා බඩගණය සඳහා
ලාංගිය සන්නාමය වත්මන් නාවික
நடவடிக்கை படை அணியினர் அணிவகுத்து செல்கின்றார்கள். විකුමතියට බාත් අනන්තයේ හා දිවන විජයග්‍රහණයක් කරා යන තේමා පාඨය රැගා දේශ හැකියාවක් ඇති 2016 වර්ෂයේ ස්ථාපිත නාවික හමුදා මැරීන් බලගණය සඳහා පෙළපාලි යන දීම ලොතිනන්ට් කමාන්ඩර් ලසිත් චාමර සමුද්‍රීය සහ ධීවර ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ
Aircraft and helicopters of the Air Force also carried out a flypast, adding more color to the Independence Day parade.
ඊට පිටුපසින් බෙල් 412 වර්ගයේ හෙලිකොප්ටර් යාන ගුවනේ පියාසර කරන ආකාරයයි ඔබ දකින්නේ. ගුවන් ප්‍රවාහන හෙලිකොප්ටර් යාන දැන් ඉහළ අහසේ පියාසර කරයි. මගී ප්‍රවාහන කටයුතු සඳහා භාවිත කරනු ලබන Y12 ගුවන් යාන පෙළක් දැන් ඉහළ අහසේ දිස් වෙනවා. ගුවන් නිර්මාණයේ උසස් ව්‍යාසර පොළු බිම් සඳහා යොදා ගනු ලබන K8 වර්ගයේ ගුවන් යාන මීළඟට ඉහළ අහසේ දකින්නට හැකියි. වත්මන් ගුවන් හමුදාධිපති එයා මාර්ෂල් සුදර්ශන පතරණ ගුවන් නියමුක ලෙස කටයුතු කරන කලහා
விமான படையின் முதலாம் இரண்டாம் மூன்றாம் நான்காம் ஐந்தாம் படை
அணிவகுப்பிலே இனி அடுத்ததாக இணைவது
Also joining the parade were the police, special task force and civil security forces.
police ආදර්ශ පාඨය කරගත් ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොලිස් විශේෂකාර බලකාය ආරම්භ කරන ලැබුව අතර නැගින ප්‍රදේශවත් කිරීමටත් සංවිධානාත්මක අපරාධ මන්ත්‍ර වැටලීම් සිදු කරමින් මතින් නිදහස් රටක් ඇති කරලීමටත් නීතිය සාමය සුරක්ෂිත කිරීමටත් සිය එළිදර දායකත්වය ලබා දෙන මේ පෙළපාලිය පිරිමි කාන්ත එකට එක්ව ඉදිරි ආරක්ෂාවල 24 කින් හා පුහුණු පාසල් 6කින් සමන්විතව කාන්තිය වාකදී
සංග්‍රාම භූමියේ හැම වැලි කැටයක් ගානේ රට දැය සමය වෙනුවෙන් කොන්දේසි විරහිතව තම කාය දානය කළ මේ තේජෝ බල පරාක්‍රම මහා යුග පුරුෂයන් රණක්ෂිතීන් ලෙස අභිමන්සල මිහිඳු සෙත් මැදුර වැනි සුවසහන නිකේතනයන් තුළ දිවි ගෙවුවද
අභිමානවත් 74 වන නිදහස් සැබරුම් පෙළපාලිය සඳහා දැන් සන්නද්ධ රථ පෙළපාලිය එක්වන මොහොත.
Military hardware used by the Army, Air Force and the Navy were also included into the parade, in addition to the special units, including the one on combating COVID-19.
දේශීයව නිෂ්පාදනය කරන සන්නද්ධ රථයි දැන් ගමන් කරන් ප්‍රථම විශේෂිත ඒකකයේ ලෙස ආරම්භ කළ කමාන්ඩෝ රෙජිමේන්තුව ප්‍රාණ අපකරුවන් මුදවා ගැනීම සහ
දකුණු ආසියාව තුළ ඇති එකම සංග්‍රාමික ප්‍රහාරක ධාවන ප්‍රතිබලගෙන වේ.
මිලිමීටර් 14.5 මිලිමීටර් 23 සහ මිලිමීටර් 25 වර්ගයේ අවි ප්‍රදර්ශන රථය සිඩ්රික් යාත්‍රාව සහ දිය මත පිට අධිවේගයෙන් ගමන් කළ හැකි අධිතාක්ෂණික රිප් යාත්‍රාව රැගත් රථයයි.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා ගුවන් හමුදාව විසින් ආරම්භ කරන ලද නියමුවන් රහිත ගුවන් යානා Now we witness the Searcher Mark II and an indigenous product of the Lihinia. ජාතික ගුවන් ආරක්ෂණ පද්ධතියෙහි සක්‍රිය සේවයෙන් යුතු ප්‍රහාරක ගුවන් යානා සඳහා යොදා ගනු ලැබූ බෝම්බ සහ මිසයිල අනුරු ප්‍රදර්ශනය කර ඇති ආකාරයයි. ස්ක්වොඩ්‍රන් ලීඩර් නිපුණ හේරත් පෙරට කොට ගනිමින් ගමන් කරනු ලබනවා.
A cultural display was also on show at the celebrations.
සංස්කෘතික කණ්ඩායම සහ සංස්කෘතික කටයුතු අමාත්‍යාංශයේ නත්තල කණ්ඩායම
Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa celebrated the 74th Independence Day at the Polwatta Sri Dharmakirti Ramaya in Colombo 3. The ceremony was organized under the guidance of Agamaha Pandita Shastrapati Most Venerable Makulave Vimalanayaka Thero, the Mahanayaka of the Sri Lanka Ramana Mahanikaya. A floral tribute was paid to the statue of D.S. Senanayaka in remembrance of national war heroes.
රටක් හැටියට
As a country, we have had to face many challenges over a period of time. Today, we must ask several questions from our conscience. We have been able to preserve the freedom won by our national heroes at the time who sacrificed their lives, blood and tears for that purpose. The country's pride has come under attack. Today, we are begging for dollars from foreign countries. As a result of the crisis on the social, economic and political fronts, national assets are being auctioned off. We must understand the reality that the country is facing. We should create a culture that identifies solutions for issues. The time has come for us as a country to fight and overcome many issues.
තවත් නිදහස් සටන් ගණනාවක් දියත් කරලා ඒවා ජයග්‍රහණය කිරීමේ අවස්ථාවද එළඹිලා තිබෙනවා.
In his Independence Day message, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has said it is time to stand together to overcome challenges. The Prime Minister said he believes that the meaning of freedom can be expanded through a social transformation that respects each other and does not hinder the existence of the other. In his Independence Day message, former President Maithripala Sirisena says that the history of Prime Minister D.S. Senanayake, the pioneer of independence who sought to transform this country into an agricultural nation, has been reversed today. He said the basic needs of the freedom must be fulfilled to reaffirm the independence that the country has gained.
Now, religious leaders also extended their wishes for Sri Lanka's 74th Independence Day. The most venerable chief prelates of their respective sects, the Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Karnal Ranjit, the Ramakrishna Mission in Colombo, and the All Ceylon Jamiatul Ulama were among those who extended their wishes. Now, these messages can be accessed on our website www.newsfirst.lk. In the meantime, several religious ceremonies were also held in line with the Independence Day celebrations.
Religious ceremonies were held in line with health guidelines to mark the 74th Independence Day today. Religious events also took place in the Abhay Rama Temple in Narayanpeta. Hindu religious observances also took place at the Kadureshan Kovil in Bambalapitiya. A service was held at the Sacred Heart Church in Pollengoda. Another service was also held at the Salvation Army Church. Islamic religious observances were held at the Grand Mosque in Colombo 12.
The 74th Independence Day celebrations were held in many parts of the country today. A floral tribute to the national heroes was organized by the Ministry of Home Affairs and President's Office at the Heroes Monument opposite the Presidential Secretariat. The Sri Lanka Motorcyclists Association engaged in a parade near the Dahiwala railway station in line with the 74th Independence Day celebrations.
Sri Lanka's High Commission in India has named its building after Sir D.B. Jayatillaka, who was Sri Lanka's first representative to India. The event was held to coincide with Sri Lanka's 74th Independence Day.
Sri Lanka's High Commissioner to India, Milinda Morogoda, unveiled the plaque containing the new name of its new building this morning. The building has been named after Sir D.B. Jayatillaka, who was sent as Sri Lanka's first representative to India 80 years ago when the country was under colonial rule. The Sri Lankan High Commission said this is the first of a series of activities organized to mark this anniversary.
As Sri Lanka celebrated its 74th Independence Day today, the people of Nelumbwila were granted freedom from their troubles to obtain clean drinking water. A water purification plant built by Gammadha was vested with the people to coincide with Independence Day.
A water purification plant built by Gammadha was vested with the people of Nelumbwila in Anuradhapura to coincide with Sri Lanka's 74th Independence Day celebrations today. These villagers would now proudly enjoy access to clean drinking water, a long-standing need that had evaded them for several decades. The 74th Independence Day was also celebrated in the village today with the attendance of state officials, army officers and the senior management of the Capital Maharaja Group. The dignitaries were given a grand welcome at the event that was adorned with several cultural events. While the human-elephant conflict has continued to affect these villages, the lack of clean drinking water has caused kidney diseases among more than 150 people.
Today is a joyful day for Gammadha. We are proud that we have been able to celebrate independence by granting freedom to many villagers from their thirst and sorrow. Right, let's now go to rural Sri Lanka, where the protest by farmers of Walsapugala demanding a wild elephant management reserve entered its 46th day today.
86 farmers' associations are staging a satyagraha demanding authorities to implement a gazette demarcating a managed wild elephant reserve. The satyagraha entered its 46th day today. Civil and environmental activists marked Sri Lanka's 74th Independence Day at the site of the demonstration.
Now, 197 prisoners were granted presidential pardon in line with the 74th Independence Day.
5 inmates at the Mathura prison were granted presidential pardon today. 8 inmates at the Gaul prison were also released on presidential pardon.
Meanwhile, a protest was staged opposite the Valikada prison requesting the release of former MP Ranjan Ramanayaka. The protest was organized by United Nations Self-Employed Entrepreneurs Association.
Now, Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, visited the Colombo Crimes Division today. He had visited a suspect who was detained over the discovery of a hand grenade at the All Saints Church in Boralla recently. Let's go to some news overseas. China's President Xi Jinping is poised for his first face-to-face meeting with a world leader in nearly 2 years. He is to host Russian President Vladimir Putin, with the pair drawing closer as tensions rise with the West.
Xi has not left China since January 2020, when the country was grappling with its initial COVID-19 outbreak and locked down the central city of Wuhan, where the virus was first detected. He is now ready to meet more than 20 leaders as Beijing kicks off a Winter Olympics. Hopes will be a soft power triumph and shift focus away from a build-up blighted by a diplomatic boycott and COVID fears. Xi and Putin will meet in the Chinese capital before their nations release a joint statement reflecting their common views on security and other issues. The two men will then attend the Olympic opening ceremony this evening.
In your sports news, Sri Lankan fast bowler Suranga Lakmal will retire from international cricket after Sri Lanka's tour of India, which begins on the 25th of this month.
The 34-year-old, who has taken one
Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget that more news follows on our website. www.newsfirst.lk is the address. I've been Hassan Shazali. I'll see you soon at 1:55. Bye for now.